Hi there, this is Nadine from Save a Million Cents, and today is going to be a bit of a controversial topic. So, today I'm going to talk to you about how sleep affects your money mindset. Yes, it does. So it could be obvious, the correlation between your sleep and your wallet or your money mindset might be obvious for you. It might not be obvious. You might be thinking, this girl is smoking, she's crazy. But if this is an obvious thing for you, or if it's not, hear me out because this is going to be interesting. So I am going to talk about this bringing on a client example. So let's say my client is called Jane. Okay, her name is not Jane, but anyway. So let's say that Jane's main issue with her relationship with money is that she overspends. She eats out pretty much every day. She gets takeaway or goes to a restaurant or a cafe. She also shops. She also does her grocery shopping, which goes to waste. She also buys little trinkets and buys little things and shoes and clothes and all of that. See, the thing is, this bothers her. This is not in alignment with what she wants to do. She knows she can do better, and she believes that she has an issue with her relationship with money. So we did dig deeper into her childhood and the origins of all of this. So that's not something that I'm going to be talking about. However, something that we did uncover throughout our time together, throughout my nosy questions, because sometimes in a coaching call, I ask these seemingly unrelated questions. And then I don't want to say I have ulterior motives, but my gut, my intuition just prompts me to ask a random question that, lo and behold, has something to do with the grand scheme of things, which is money. That's why we're getting together. So, we found that she has bad sleeping habits. Okay. And we found that there is a correlation between her sleeping habits and her mindless spending and shopping. So it's simple, but let's go from simple to breaking it down. So Jane has a habit, like most of us. She has a habit of watching shows, show after show after show, and then she hangs out on her phone in bed. So the intention is that she does a meditation, but she finds herself on social media because we all do that. Me, I mean, if I touch my phone, I'm on social media. It's sick. But anyway, she just finds that she is hanging out on her phone in bed before sleeping, and that's really disruptive for her sleeping patterns. So she pretty much doesn't sleep very well. And then when the time comes when the alarm goes off, she snoozes and then she snoozes, and then she rushes her morning routine, and her whole day is rushed. Okay, so what does this look like? It looks like grabbing a takeaway coffee for like $4 or $5. She gets her breakfast takeaway, even though she has a fridge full of food, but she doesn't have time to cook this food or like put a bowl of cereal together because she's rushing, and she's grabbing a cab instead of grabbing public transport. So here you go, like it hasn't been an hour into the day and she's already spent $30. Okay, so she makes it to work on time. She feels really crappy and disheveled. She is snapping at people, and she just wants everybody to shut the hell up and leave her alone. And the origins of this is because she hasn't slept very well. So all day she feels like the struggle is real. Monday to Friday is just like cannot wait for Friday, and Friday comes, cannot wait for Saturday, and then Saturday comes, she doesn't want to do anything because she's tired, but she ends up dragging herself out of the house because it's Saturday and Sunday. So she has zero energy throughout the week, but Monday to Friday, because she's so tired, she also has zero energy to prepare dinner. So what does she do? She gets takeaway, or she stops by at the local cafe. Okay, so the takeaway food arrives. It can be disappointing. It can be good. With takeaways, always hit or miss, especially when it gets delivered. And it's a waste of money. Okay, and then she becomes resentful and angry at herself, and she just decides that she's going to put herself on a strict diet and a strict budget and she's going to be better, but it doesn't work because the next day she feels shit when she wakes up. And the thing is with sleep is that it also affects your willpower. So when you're struggling to remain disciplined or struggling to keep the promises that you made to yourself, it's going to get worse when you don't have the energy to do that, especially when you're overtired. Your power is just like your willpower is naturally going to dwindle. So you're going to give into temptation. You're going to have that like fuck it attitude towards the goals and the promises that you're put for yourself. So when you do that, your self-trust will dwindle as well. You will just say, I never keep promises to myself, so what's the point of making them? Or so you go into this vicious cycle of self-criticism and negative self-talk. You feel resentful, you feel guilty, and you feel guilty even if the meal arrives and it's nice and hot and it's nice. You just it has that guilty aftertaste. You know what I mean? So that's not really how we want to live our lives. Money is there so that we can enjoy it now or later, or save it or whatever. But what's the point of working hard and doing what we do if we can't enjoy a meal, for example? But when we buy a meal or when we do all of this out of the energy of I can't be fucked, or I don't have good willpower or a strong willpower, or the struggle is real, that is all going to make you believe that you're bad with money, and that's just going to encourage financial behaviors that are not very productive in the future. So to conclude, I recommend that you start prioritizing self-care, y'all. Seriously. So self-care is not selfish. Self-care is really important, and it's really good for your wallet because, like you saw in this example with Jane, actually, that example of Jane is a hodgepodge of a bunch of my clients put together because we all have the same habits, to be honest. So your lack of sleep, your lack of good quality sleep will eventually lead you to bad spending habits, okay? Or unfulfilling spending habits. And just a side note, self-care is very different from treat yourself, okay? So treat yourself is manicures, nails, hair, massages, and all of that. That's great. But what I'm talking about here is self-care. Self-care is these daily things that you do for yourself every single day that promote your mental, physical, emotional well-being, spiritual too. So self-care could be like meditation, could be calling a friend, it could be taking a nap, it could be not watching that one more episode of whatever you're watching and going to bed an hour early. It could be putting your phone away from you, which is actually supposedly better for you. It could be meditating, it could be journaling. So these are things that won't break the bank, but will really promote your mental and financial well-being and all of that. Hope you found this helpful. Let me know in the comments. Thanks. See ya.